G'day folks, it's Cricket here. Hey, just going to bring you a small activity, might be a bit of fun, as part of the fairly new Earth Tribe from the World Scouting Organisation, and lined up with Scouts Go Solar. So let's get into it, eh? So just quickly, Earth Tribe forms part of the World Scout Organisation's new partnership with the Worldwide Fund for Nature. They're bringing back the Panda Badge, amongst others. As you can see there, Panda Badge for Champions for Nature, the plastic tide turners, but also Scouts Go Solar. And those three programs form part of what's called Earth Tribe. So what it means for scouting members, it's most simple, new activities, but also the opportunity for more badges that tie in nicely to the special interest areas, if that's what you want to do. Getting into Scouts Go Solar in particular, it's a whole range of activities that you can get into, from solar cooking, cooking up some solar s'mores in the middle of a cold Canberra winter, through to looking at cooking damper just by the power of the sun, or maybe a dal curry if you want to do some cooking during the day on a standing camp. Moving on, you can also get into some solar art, from shadow drawing, get your creatives on, through to getting the solar wood burning going, to put some designs in wood and get quite creative with that. You know, powering up batteries and radios to look at a big over the horizon patrol battleships powered by the sun. And then the more Bear Grylls type of survival skills, looking at solar stills, water purification from the land, and if you get keen, some sustainable energy to power up your camps, lighting up the kitchen tents and the like. So the world's your oyster. It links into the SIA's special interest areas, environment, might be personal growth and development, or some people take an interest in the STEM side of things, looking at the science behind all this as well. So it's your adventure, your choice, so you can take it wherever you want to take it. Anyway, moving on. It's not about being some old bloke talking to you guys. It's about getting hands-on, doing an activity. So here's one that you can have a go at. It may take a while. You might need to set an alarm and go and check it every hour, or at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever works for you. So you don't have to do it right now, but it might be something you set up to do later. So what just are we going to do? How's it going to work? Alright, there's a bit of a pretty picture there, but that's setting out the sun. Bit of a representation of the activity. What the plan is to make a sundial. So coming up is a very simple sundial template, and also have it as an attached file for you to print out and try. But essentially, as the sun moves through the sky during the day, a stick or something standing upright will cast a shadow. So you really need a sunny day for this. If it's cloudy, won't work so well. Similarly at night, unless you've got a bright moonshine from a full moon, you're not likely to get too much shadow from anything sticking in the ground. So as you can see, obviously the 6 o'clock sun, everybody knows which direction the sun comes up in. And obviously a little bit different in the Southern Hemisphere as opposed to the north for which side of the stick the shadow will be on. So our shadows will be facing to the south, and as we move into summer, that sun will be further into the northern part of what our hemisphere is anyway, what we can see. So the shadows will change over time as well. So pretty simple. You're a really smart cookie, so yeah, you'll be seeing that this changes through the day. So we might as well get straight into it and get making the sundial, hey? Alright, getting into it. Here's a pretty basic sundial for the Southern Hemisphere as a template. All you need to do is print this out, either from this slide if you freeze your screen, or we'll send the template separately to easily print it as a PDF straight to a printer. Size doesn't matter. It can be as big or small as you like. And if you print it on paper, some hard card, or even glue it onto a piece of cardboard to make it a bit stronger, obviously matter for yourself, but it's as simple as, for this, cutting out the around the outside of the template, and you see those little dotted lines inside. You need to cut that so you can fold those greyed out corners in. Now, you need to know the latitude you're at. So in Canberra, we're at latitude 35. That's 35 degrees south of the equator. If you're down in Hobart, you're down in that range of 40 degrees south. Similarly, if you're in Queensland, you're up at 25 degrees, so you're a lot closer to the equator up there. So folding along the line of 35 for Canberra's latitude, 35 degrees, which is still a pretty cool number. Then using a bit of sticky tape or blue tack, if you don't have either of those, even just a rock would hold it in place to get you started. Having a pencil as well on hand, or a straight stick or a pen, so you can stick it through the hole at the top. And then once you've got it all set up there, fold it up neatly, making sure that you point the face of the sundial to the south. So if the sun comes up in the east and goes down in the west, that's pretty much the direction you want this facing. So as you look at it now on the screen, that 6 p.m. goes to the east, and the 6 a.m. because that's where your shadows are going to go from the pencil. So setting that up, the aim is just during the day, make sure that this is right, and there'll be a shadow from the pencil on a good sunny day. That will tell you the time. If this is sitting outside and you're not having your watch or a clock out there, you'll be able to tell the time from this throughout the day. So pretty cool activity, all powered by the sun. Welcome back, those who paused and went and made the sundial. If you've carried straight on through, you can always revisit that later on the video or the attached activity to get into it. So one other thing you can do is use a shadow stick, so essentially a straight stick, a pole or whatnot. If you can keep it upright in the ground on a camp, it's really good. You might be on a survival camp, so looking at your outdoor activity skills in survival, and you want to be able to set up a bit of a measure for telling the time while you're out there. This is one way of using that same approach of using the sun to tell the time, just on a bigger scale with a stick, a pole, or whatever resource you have available. I guess that asks a question. Can you use it for navigation? I guess there's a discussion you could have as a patrol with your other scouting members there. But at the end of the day, you could just make one massive solar clock, out on a camp. So especially if you're camping for 3 or 4 days, having a camp clock that everyone can tell the time from. That's pretty cool. If you're interested in all this Scouts Go Solar stuff, sundials in particular, and want to take things further, obviously you've got the option with your environment special interest areas. Just wanted to put out an idea that might interest some. If you've been past Questacon since around 2014, 2015, whenever these got installed, they've got massive sundial out on the western side of the outside area from the building, which changes over the day. So these sculptures, when you first see them, they're a bit, they're 4 sculptures shaped with different individuals in various different poses or doing certain activities. Really interesting history, and the artist Carl Meyer did a great job with being inventive, creative and innovative with the designs. But what they do is when the sun's at a certain angle, it's nice and clear to show what time of day those individual sundials are showing. So that's just one way that you can use the science behind this to create, so being creative as well, to make it real, sundial sculptures. So where science and art come together in the environment. For those interested in photography, it's an opportunity you could take it even further and look at the track of the sun. Is it in the same place at the same time every month? Does it change over the year? This photo of the sun was taken at the same time every month for a year, and as you can see, it changes. Obviously, there's going to be an impact then on your solar sundial. If you make a more permanent structure and have a sundial there for a while, what's going to happen to the shadows over time? So here's the big idea. If you're into science, the environment, all this solar stuff, and have that interest, even on the art side of things, is to build your own huge sundial. Now, obviously, with mapping that out and where the sun's at different times of the year, say the first of the month, as you can see in the picture there, correlating that to positions on the ground, which will then dictate where your post or your pole or even your pencil may go, so that the shadow is going to be different over time. So if you're interested in taking it further, it's obviously a matter for yourself with the environment SIA, or personal growth and development, whichever you may choose. Have a thought of how would you make this at home? What resources would you need? How long would it take you? Obviously, to get the science and map the sun out, it's about a year's project, so you have to consider that as well. So if you're keen, get into it. Okay, so this is just one part of the Scouts Go Solar program. It's as wide and varied as interest might be with what you can do in solar and the sun. There's so many different things you can get into. Obviously, the champions for nature and also plastic tide turners, as I mentioned at the start, form part of Earth Tribe. If you're interested in more, check them out on the Scouts Australia webpage at www.scouts.com.au. In the search function, search in Earth Tribe. Now there's a webpage there that has all the badge requirements, as well as the 3 guidebooks, essentially the handbooks, which are full of activities following the plan, do, review process as we do in Scouts, and as part of it, looking at projects for your special interest areas. That's a matter to process at that unit level for approvals. But yeah, get keen. There's something for everyone, and a lot of fun to be had. Well, that's it, folks. Sun's off for me, so I'll leave you now to roll on with other activities. But between the sun, the stars, and everything else around us, there's so many things to do. So yeah, it's your adventure. Get into it. Have fun. Stay safe. That's cricket out.